new gear. New you, we going back to school. Come on. New year, new gear. New you, come on. I'm going BTS.
Welcome back to Level Yourself. We are your hosts, Jance and Liz. Hi, Liz.
Hi.
So, Level Yourself took a summer break. That was fun. Woo-hoo. And guess what? Guess what time it is? Just guess what it is. It's back to school time. Back to school. And I know that, all the moms and all the parents, moms, dads, even grandmas, everybody is getting ready to just prepare their kids for going to school. And, the kids must be super excited, right? But today we have a special guest. Before we even start this podcast, let's introduce our special guest. And Liz, why don't you introduce the special guest?
Alrighty. So I have a special 8-year-old here who is about to start 4th grade next Wednesday. And she is going to be our special guest on the podcast this week. Yay!
Hey. Hi, Allie.
Hi.
Are you excited about starting school?
Yeah.
Nice. Oh my God, that's good. That's good. Because you usually hear that like, oh no, I want to start school or something like that. But that's really exciting that you're excited. That's awesome. So
Allie, pumped for 4th grade.
Oh, 4th grade. I remember 4th grade. I wish I can go back. The
Right.
easy days. So, Ali, I know that, you're all getting ready for school. And let me ask you a really serious question.
Okay.
Does mommy get stressed out when it comes to getting you ladies ready for back to school?
Yeah.
Tell Jens why you say that.
Well, my dad also gets stressed. It's because he wants us to be on time and he rushes everybody. And mommy gets stressed is because she's nervous for me about my friends because I'm nervous about my friends. And then she starts getting stressed because I'm nervous.
Okay. So you get a little stressed because you're gonna meet new friends, like you're gonna go into like a new class, so it gets you like a little nervous because you don't know them.
Yeah.
But that's also exciting,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Are you going to like a new school or it's the same school? You might bump into like old friends or no?
Yeah. It's my same school.
Okay. Do you enjoy the back to school shopping?
Yes, a lot.
Well, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Do you think your mom enjoys taking you and your sister back to school shopping?
Yeah.
So for me, I feel like it's a fun time because I feel like we could start over. So it's like starting fresh. So I like the whole when you're getting prepared for school, the organization of things, like all your supplies are new, all the clothes are, fresh and new and neat. So for me, I feel like you feel accomplished, like you feel good, you feel confident about sending the kids to school, even though it might be a little bit nerve-wracking as far as the social aspect of things.
Yeah.
um, it's still like a fresh start. So you're like growing as a person, you're gonna meet new people, you're gonna learn new things, so it's exciting.
Well, that's exciting, but that's kind of like I don't know. I'm just like, you know what? I'm not a parent, but my sister has 2 kids, my sister-in-law, my cousin and stuff, and sometimes like even I feel like I get some type of stress from like knowing that they have to get their kids ready for school and going school shopping and just mentally getting them ready. And correct me like if I'm wrong, but I feel like that's a little bit like stressful when you think about going now you got to go back into like the routine of getting them ready and then even waking them up. I feel like is a little bit stressful, no?
No, that part is definitely stressful. That part of changing your whole routine, there's certain parts about it that's like extremely stressful. So changing your routine, going from summertime where their schedule is completely different to going to school, getting everything prepared for them for school, getting yourself in a routine to make sure that their stuff is ready. Even when you still have young ones, it's even more difficult. The older ones a little bit easier because they're more self-sufficient, they're more independent.
Right.
But yeah, these things are stressful. And then it's like, okay, what what could we do to level ourselves during this time of year where it's back to school, no more summertime, summertime is ending, starting the fall, starting back to school. How can we level ourselves as parents, as aunties, as uncles who have these kids around us all the time? How can we level ourselves to make the transition easier for them because they feed off of our energy?
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Which which Ali just said. So I feel bad like that. I get I get anxiety about it. And of course she feels it from us.
Yeah. Yeah, because they're feeding off of your energy and how you feel. So wow. No, it's true. Now, I mean, I was just like reading a little bit and like I read that, in order to start getting into like these cycles, start the kids going to start the kids to go to sleep a little bit earlier before even like 1 or 2 weeks before school starts so that they can get within like the rhythm of waking up early. Is that something that's realistic? Because kids are still on vacation, so you kind of want to like have them enjoy like their vacation. Is that something that I don't know, does it work? I'm
Um,
just like,
a few weeks I think is difficult. Maybe like a few days or
yeah,
a week at the most is definitely a little bit more doable. But yeah, I agree with that. That's a good tip, Chance.
yeah. Now, we did a poll on Level Yourself, the Instagram Level Yourself, and we asked some of our followers. I asked our followers like, do they feel stressed or do they not feel stressed? With the whole back to school thing, the parents,
Mhm.
and you know what? The majority actually answered that they don't feel stressed. Um,
Interesting.
yeah, and which again I'll go back to saying I'm not a parent and I'm stressed, but I guess it's in your nature. So it may not be like that for everyone, I guess. um
Right.
but I feel like there's some stress that might come to some people, and there's like the monetary, like knowing that now you need to set money aside to go shopping for your kids, for school supplies, clothing, sneakers. I remember when I was young, like I always look forward to when my parents were gonna buy me sneakers. Like I'm getting these sneakers, I'm starting school, I gotta get like cute and
True, it's true.
so like that's pretty stressful. And I was actually talking to my sister, and she took her kids shopping for school, and the son was easy to shop for, but again it's like that monetary, you still have to set aside that little bit of money. You try to set aside that little bit of money to like try to set up your kids for school, to start up nice and fresh, right?
Yeah, that's true. Definitely. A good thing is the uniforms. A lot of schools that have the uniforms, I feel like that's so much easier than having to like let the kids wear their regular clothes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's way easier to like plan and less pressure.
Oh yeah, and then all you have to worry about is just the sneakers and not the whole outfit.
Mhm.
Now, I know also like Liz, and I don't know if you go through this, and like I'd love to hear from our viewers, our followers. Now that kids are starting school, the fact that you have to now figure out, all right, I got to wake up and get them ready for school. And at what time am I going to pick them up? Who's going to take them to school? Like, is there any after school programs? Does that play a role like as you're getting them ready? Because I feel, see, it went from one thing from like preparing them to then how you're going to get them into the cycle to now, how are you going to get them to school and pick them up? Like I feel like it's a lot. I don't even have kids.
It is a lot. And some people they plan it from like months in advance, checking out what after school programs the school has, looking into what the cost is, making sure they apply in advance so that you have everything set up. So I would say the best advice to kind of relieve some of that stress is pre-planning if you can, like taking a few minutes to try to pre-plan for that. And your timing aspect, pre-planning, timing of things so that you're not stressing yourself out because again, the kids feel our stress and anxiety and energy and you don't want them going to school with your stresses.
Yeah. No, yeah, definitely. It's interesting because I feel like now the kids nowadays they can sense that. I don't remember if I ever sensed it from my parents. I remember, them taking me out and shopping and whatever. I think I was just having fun and not paying attention to what they were feeling. But that's like interesting. And I'm actually going to ask my mother how she felt. Now that we're talking, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to ask my mom how she felt when she was getting us ready for school.
Right, that's a good question. I think I'm gonna do the same thing. That would be interesting now that we're adults and we're so much older to kind of hear from them if it was a stressful time for them.
Yeah.
Because
Uh-oh.
you don't think about it as a kid, you know, in in the moment. For them, they probably don't think about it so much, but now being an adult is interesting to find out how they felt.
Yeah. I just remember getting new stuff and I was excited.
Right. I I was excited for the big Crayola crayons, like the few years that I was able to get the big Crayola crayons with the crayon sharpener in the back.
Yeah. I remember
Are
that.
you laughing? And the one that had like tiers, like it had like three, four different tiers, five different tiers. Like
No, I think it's just so cute. I laugh because I think it's so cute. The things that we looked forward to back then. Like, that's
right.
cute. Oh, Lord.
Or the pen with the different colors on it around it. I love that.
Oh, I still use that pen till this day. It's like the best. All right. Well, you know what? It's interesting to see or to hear like how Allie feels when it comes to like starting school again and how, in reality she does see and feeds off, the energy of the parents. Because if Allie's feeling this way, then I think a lot of parents have to take in consideration that same, those same thoughts, that same thing, and think about, all right, if I act like I'm stressed out, or I feel like I'm stressed out, or I even verbalize it, then the child's going to feed off of it and just not start school in the right way. They'll probably start stressed out already because you've been stressing out. So I would say, try to, what would you say, like try to keep your composure, and any comments or anything like
Right. Think
to
about how your actions affect your children, especially I was just thinking as you were talking, I'm thinking about the first day of school because already I was like, all right, I took the day off. so I can make sure that I'm prepared and planned in the morning, and then drop them off and then pick them up and blah blah blah. So not being extra. So as you said that, I said, man, I need to really take a step back and kind of chill the first day of school too, and not stress them out, because imagine how they're feeling, that the anxiety that they have. So I'm glad that we're talking about this so I could prepare myself from now.
Yeah, oh, you see?
See, help me level myself.
Yeah. So parents, I would say get your kids ready into bed nice and early a few days, as we spoke about, like a few days prior to starting school, so they can get into the rhythm of going to sleep early, getting their rests, and waking up early, so it doesn't get too stressful for the parents as well, for the child and the parent,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
I mean, for those who haven't like looked into like after school programs and stuff like that, you still have some time. There's like what 2-3 weeks before school starts. So I would say, try to, do that on your time off if that's something that you're considering.
For those East Coast listeners, for those West Coast listeners, you have maybe no time because some kids started school already, or you have a few days because some kids start next week.
Oh my God. Yeah, and you have like the charter schools and everything that start a little early as well.
True.
Yeah, and what else would you would tell like the parents? What other advice can
Try
can we?
try to prepare yourself in advance, like setting up the kids book bags and writing their names on everything. Like try to do everything a little bit at a time, not stress yourself, because they're feeding into your energy and they're going to feel that stress. And try to chill on the first day of school and not give them anxiety because they already have anxiety about going back to school.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You know what? You know what helps? I don't know if I mentioned it. Is get your uniforms and like for those who don't have uniforms, like the outfits ready the night prior, so that you're not going crazy the morning of looking for like an outfit. The socks. Where are your socks? And your sneakers. Where are your sneakers? Go get your sneakers. Things like that. I think that always helps. Even for me as an adult, get your clothing ready for work the night prior. The night prior, it really helps.
Well, true. Teaching the kids from now, right? How to prepare themselves for their day-to-days.
Yeah.
That's true.
Oh wow, it's so sad to see that the summer is coming to an end. But I'm really excited about, the fall, the winter, all the good stuff that's just, to come.
Yeah. Thank you to all our listeners. Please feel free to make comments on our posts. You'll find us on Level Yourself Podcast on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Make sure that you comment and give us your tips. How do you deal with the stresses of going back to school?
Yeah, definitely. There's new mommies, new parents out there that are getting their kids ready. So they might need some tips, and tips are always helpful. And thank you so much. Thank you, Liz. Thank you, Allie, for joining our podcast. And we will talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.